Hi, it's Lynn. This afternoon I decided I'm going to shoot a video for you talking about my antioxidant tea. I know I mentioned this in several different Facebook Lives on Saturday morning that I've done. It comes up in my blogs, in Facebook posts all the time, so it's time for me to go ahead and show you exactly what it is, what this concoction is that I think keeps me alive and thriving at least 5 days a week. So this is the teapot that I use. It's a pretty big teapot, and I use an electric teapot. So it has this base that plugs in, and in just a couple minutes, by just pushing that button, I end up with a pot of hot water. No microwaving, no noise of a kettle whistling at 6 o'clock in the morning to wake up the whole neighborhood. So I've had this for I don't even know how many years. Works great. The little top thing is gone, so I just kind of set it on there. But I do about 1 liter of water, and that fills this pot pretty much up to the top by the time I'm done with everything. So I start with green tea. This is organic green tea from Costco, where you get the big thing of 100 or 200 of them. And then I have this whole thing here. I have a little pull-out drawer next to my stove where all of this stuff is. So every morning I just stand right there and I just put one thing in after another. So first is cayenne pepper. Now, I have to tell you, I've been doing this tea for about 3 years. When I first started, I didn't even really like the flavor of green tea. It tastes kind of fishy to me. So that was something I had to get used to. I didn't put anything in my tea. I never even used to put lemon in my iced tea. So all of these ingredients were things that were not at all a part of my diet. In fact, most of them I totally did not like the taste of when I started making this tea, or I had never even tasted them before until I put them in this tea. And everything that goes into this tea has a specific purpose. If you go to the article that I did on the tropical watermelon smoothie last week, where I detailed out the nutritional profile and health benefits of all of those ingredients, a lot of them are on there. The ones that aren't, I will put on blog post about the tea. But I start with cayenne pepper. I've worked up to a really healthy shake like that of the cayenne pepper. It's got a definite kick. Then I have cloves in here. So I don't know if you can see that. Cloves. Get them from the bin, the bulk bin at the grocery store. Put them in a little container. Then I have star anise in here, which looks like little star. They're brown or black. They almost look like wood. Smells like licorice. All of these things have medicinal or healing powers to them. That's why I include them. I go upstairs to my garden, and this is oregano. Just so that I didn't forget to tell you all the things I put in there. I have oregano, thyme, mint, and I put a couple large sage leaves in there also. So that's oregano, thyme, mint, and sage that I use. And I will squish them all up in my hand to just break them up a little bit and throw them in the pot. Then the next thing is a good amount of ginger and a good amount of turmeric. And what I do with the turmeric, if I'm going to use a whole one, is I'll take my knife and cut down the middle, not all the way through, but almost, and then cut slices, very thin slices all the way through, so that the whole thing is still whole. I'm not fishing out little parts of turmeric. So that all goes in there, along with a tablespoon of coconut oil and a couple turns of black pepper. These two are to increase the bioavailability of the nutrition in the turmeric. So then I pour the water in. When that sits, I do all that and then I walk the dogs. When I come back, it's sat for at least 10 minutes. And you want to wait to do the raw honey and the lemon until the water has cooled a little bit, because they both lose some of their juju if they go in really hot water. So you want it to be a little bit cooler. So then a tablespoon of the raw, organic, local honey. And when you open this up, never buy it without smelling it, because even at the organic markets, I have seen sometimes where I add a little molasses or something. It smells like flowers. It smells really good. And so I use that. And then a couple slices of the lemon. Let that steep for another 10 minutes or so. And then with it being a liter, I have enough to fill up my Yeti cup. And I put the cover on that, set it aside. And then I've got enough left for 1 cup of tea that I take upstairs with me while I'm doing my morning ritual meditation and spiritual reading and everything. So I take that upstairs. And then this lasts me, drinking this lasts me, I would say probably 4 to 5 hours, because they're between the coconut oil and the raw honey, there's a lot of nutrition in it. So on days when I'm doing intermittent fasting, which means that I'm not eating anything in the morning, this easily carries me through until 12 or 1 o'clock, and then I'll eat lunch. So if I needed a bigger bottle, these 40-ounce bottles that I got at Costco, I have 2 of these. If you put the whole tea, actually I've made the tea in here instead of in the teapot. This will take you from 6 o'clock in the morning until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it will still be hot enough to drink. And that way everything keeps steeping in there the whole day. Otherwise, when I move it from the teapot to this, pretty much everything except for the cloves stays in the teapot, and I just clean it out. If you want, let's see, you can use one of these little baby strainers, set it right on the cup, and that'll catch all the pieces of star anise or the cloves or sometimes even an herb this big. The whole thing will come out the spout of the teapot. So you can keep everything out if you don't like all that by using this. But those are all the ingredients to my tea. It is a super duper healthy tea, and what I would recommend is start with the tea bag. If you like mint and lemon, start with mint and lemon. Add one thing at a time until you get used to it. The one thing that you must do though, if you're using turmeric, you got to put in oil and you got to put in black pepper. So these 3 always go together. Smoothies, whatever it is, anytime you're using turmeric, it's got to have oil and black pepper. But anything else, just add to it once you can get used to the flavor. This whole concoction, if you put it all together and tasted it, I can't even imagine what it would taste like if you threw it all together the first time. I have gotten more than used to the taste. It works for me. It is amazing. I highly recommend that you just start with the ingredients that you're used to. Add another one whenever you feel like it's time. Build up the amount that you're putting in. Don't start with a whole bunch if it's something that you don't like the taste of. Listen, I couldn't stand ginger, and I got used to it. I put huge amounts in now. The same thing with cayenne pepper and all this other stuff. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think. This is Lynn Pierce. Don't forget to join me on the beach Saturday morning, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, and I will be back with another recipe for you soon. Bye.